Hey everybody, it's Keith Gleason from Indie Comics Relay and the promoter for Plastic City Comic Con and the creator of Mighty Mascots here with you, doing another video about starting your own Comic Con. This one I thought I would talk about some of the software that you can use for Comic Cons as far as ticketing, and then also for your vendors for like having them sign up and also pay you through through websites and stuff. And I'll talk about what I've done in the past, what I'm doing now, what I'm going to probably do in the future. Before that, I want to show you guys the Plastic City Comic Con website. If you didn't know, our little Comic Con, or I shouldn't say little, our medium to large Comic Con is coming back this July 16th, Saturday. We are truly the lowest admission in New England. We're $10 for the day. We have kids 12 and under for free and free parking on the premises. You can't find a better deal than that anywhere. I mean, how much does it cost to go to the movies now, But yeah, come see us. There's pictures on the website. This video is will give you an idea of what the show looks like, what the floor looks like, things like that. I would play it, but it has the Welcome Back Cotter theme in it, so I don't want to get, struck for copyrights. And so if you want to watch it, it's on the Plastic City Comic Con channel, or you can watch it here on the website. And then take a look at the guest list. I mean, look at this list. It's crazy how many people we got coming. This over 150 tables. All this for $10. Bring the whole family, come down, check it out. We got a lot of stuff going on, which is awesome. So check that out. Another thing I want to show you guys before we get into the video, Alterna's winter campaign is coming to a close in probably the next 3-4 weeks, I would guess. You can get Mighty Mascots 5 and 6 in this campaign, plus the 4 previous issues. And you can get all the other comics that Alterna is offering. And the only place to get the Alterna trading cards, which is number 3 and 4 of their set. So this is a way that they're doing all pre-orders, and it's a good way to get all of our stuff. So if you haven't read Mighty Mascots, check it out here. All right, let's get into this video. So I think if you're going to run a Comic-Con, you definitely need some kind of software, unless you're going to do it all manual, which you could, and what I'm talking about is for vendor table fees, and then also tickets for the convention goers. So on one side of it, we haven't really done much with ticketing for the convention goers. Previous years, our show's been, it started off as free when we were in a small space. Then the next year after that, it was $2. And I don't recommend doing a price like that while we're talking about it, because what ended up happening that day is I ended up having to go I had to make like 5 bank trips because of the ones we were using. You definitely want to do like a $5 or $10. You don't want to do any weird amounts like that, unless you go to the bank the week before and get like 1,000 ones. You end up giving, like, people will give you 5 and you'll be given 3 back, all day. And it's you're going to end up, it's going to be a pain. So we learned that lesson real quick. So we went up to $5 for the last couple of years, and that was pretty good. And now we've gone up to 10, and it's just because our expenses have gone up a little bit and things like that. And but I want to hold the line at 10 if possible. We'll see. As long as things don't go higher with inflation and all that, I think we can hold it at 10. Because we're not bringing in like any crazy talent, or what I mean. So, like I said, we're an old school 90s type of convention, comic books, and then we have independent artists, writers, crafters, and things like that. So we've never had to do the convention ticketing, because people just kind of shown up and just paid right at the door, because the admission was so low. It didn't kind of make sense. a lot of those ticketing systems, they slap on a fee. And, if you're selling a ticket for $5, it's like, like I didn't want to pass that fee on to the customer. And of course, I didn't want to take the fee because our prices are pretty low already. So, it's like we wanted to make at least a little bit of money for all our hard work on this, So, um, but I've never tried it, but I've heard Eventbrite is a great one for just selling tickets, like if you want to create an event there, for your convention, and you can kind of sell the tickets there. And I haven't used it, but I'm assuming it aggregates all the information to you somehow and probably gives the customer either like a QR code or some kind of receipt that they can show you at the door. And then, you can probably just give them their wristbands and that kind of thing. Um, so Eventbrite, I don't know if they can do the vendors portion of it, but that was a good one. And then there's a new one I found here called Promotix. They're saying they're better. They're an alternative to Eventbrite, um, and it'll save you money. I have not heard of these guys, so I don't know if that's a true statement or not. But you could try them, or do some Yelp reviews, see if there's, anything being said about these guys, if they're worth it, that kind of thing. Um, but the one that we tried this past year, and this one is called Growtix. Now, this can do both. This can do um, your vendors and your customers if you want to sell tickets and everything. It's got everything kind of integrated into the software. It can also do things like create a map for you based on on your personal map on by signing. Once you a vendor pays for their space, you can assign them a space and it'll show up on the map that they make. There's all kinds of other tools in there. um, you can create an app. You can do like promotions, like promo giveaways and things like that. There's a video here you can check, that probably gives you everything that you need to know. Growtix.com. So I've been using them for this past show. um I believe they charge, I forget what the fee is exactly, but it's like I think it's like a couple bucks. You can set it so that you can either pass the fee on to your vendor or your customer, or you can take it on. I think what we ended up doing was passing the fee on, just because our tables are pretty low as it is. So I didn't have any qualm about not taking on that fee. Didn't have any guilt from it. So um, but the reason I wanted to use something like this is the previous years, we, you know, being at Comic Con, and we kind of a curated show because we are trying to be like a 90s Comic Con, which means, we just want comics. We just want, you know, artists, writers, crafters, and even cosplayers, but we want to keep out the stuff that doesn't really go with Comic Cons. And what was happening to me in previous years, because I made up like an application, I kind of pulled it together from other applications I've gotten from conventions, because I vended a lot, so I get a lot of applications for different shows. So I ended up just Frankensteining my own application, which you can do too. The problem was it was just on the website, and anybody in the world could download it, um, print it out, fill it out, and then mail it in with a check to us. And then we're stuck either, either I have to go through the whole process of mailing it back to the person if I didn't want them at the show, or I would have to, just take them on as a vendor. We're lucky that we didn't get it too much of that, but I get a lot of requests for like, vinyl siding, or, like the multi-marketing stuff, like, sex toys and just weird stuff that you kind of don't want at your show, or you do. You know, if your show is open to everybody, then you don't even have to worry about what I'm saying right now. But you know, if you were trying to curate and you want a certain crowd, you know, a certain type of vendor at your show, this is the way to do it. So I put the grow ticks in because what it does is it makes the vendor fill out an application that goes to you first. So you have to either at that point approve it or deny it, and then you can send the link so that they can purchase their table and all that stuff. So I like that because I was able to kind of like, oh, this guy doesn't belong, you know, this one's in, let me put them in the show, you know, and you basically can pick and choose, you know, who you want at the show. So that's why Grow Ticks was pretty good. Is the problem I had with it is it's a little overly complicated. You know, and I'm not, I'm pretty good with computers and things like that. And even I had to talk to the guy that runs, you know, when you sign up for this, they assign you to a rep, and I must have had to hit the rep up like 4 or 5 times, just asking about specific things. And you know, maybe you won't have the same problems I did. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty good with computers, but not, you know, I'm not like a computer programmer or anything like that. So, you know, maybe some of it will make more sense to you than it did to me, you know, or trying to make things line up and this and that. But once I got the handle on it, it was pretty good. I don't think I will use it again next year because I like to be a little more hands on with my paperwork, and I think I'll do a video my next video will probably be on the different kind of forms that I made up for my show and how I use them, and I can kind of pass that along to you guys, and you know, take what you want from it and then discard what you don't need and things like that. But you could also, I mean, if you wanted to keep it in house, like if something I may do next year, my fellow promoter Emily Druin, who does the Kids Con in New England, she does, and I might adopt this from our way. Is you go to her website, and when you put in for a vendor request, you get an application that comes up as a PDF that you can download, and it's like an application that she just made and things like that. And you have to fill it out and then email it back to her. You know, so there's your screening process, so you can kind of, you know, see if the vendor's right for your show and this and that. And then she uses Square. You know, if you're a vendor already, you probably have Square or even PayPal. And then she sends a Square invoice to the vendor to pay, and then that's it. You know, it has the fee on it. So I guess you have to decide at that point if you're going to take the fee on or if you're going to pass it on to the vendor. And then I think she does the same thing with ticketing, you know, so you can buy your ticket ahead of time and then just show it at the door and that kind of thing. So now that we're a $10 convention, I may end up putting that into it, like doing some ticketing and stuff, but maybe next year I'll do that, you know. Yeah, I think it'll be you know, one of the little things to grow, you know, with our show, you know. So but yeah, so that's my 2 cents on software. There may be the other software out there that would work for your event, that might not, you know, might be different from these three. There might be better ticketing out there. I don't know. Like I said, we never had a need for it. So, yeah, I don't know if there is. Let me know in the comments. You know, it might be something I could look into too. You know, but yeah, just my 2 cents on that kind of software and if it's a good fit for you at all. You know, and I think they don't. The other thing I forget to mention about GrowTix is they don't. They get paid by their fees, so it doesn't cost you anything to use it. It's just the fees that are incorporated that go to them for using it. So it's not a lot of out of pocket for you at all. So if it makes sense, definitely use it. So All right, everybody, that's it for this episode of Starting Your Own Comic Con. Like I said earlier in the show, July 16th, Saturday, July 16th, Plastic City Comic Con, year 5, I think. Um, it's going to be a blast. We were at a Comic Con last weekend, and it seems that the crowds are coming back. So it's good to see that cons are growing again. So I'm anticipating a great show. So hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. All right, we're gonna end this video and have a great week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.